If you want to live a long, healthy life, this video is for you. There's so many people who are told to buy powders and potions because it's the key to longevity and health. But the truth is, there are real foods you can eat on a daily basis that will increase longevity, reduce the risk of chronic diseases, and help the warning signs when it comes to cholesterol, inflammation, blood pressure, and more. And I'm going to show you which foods to start eating right now. Extra virgin olive oil, a healthy monounsaturated fat that's incredibly anti-inflammatory. In fact, it's probably one of the highest antioxidant oils you can actually cook with at home. And why is that important? Because most inflammatory foods, in my opinion, are the enemy to longevity. And unfortunately, two of the most inflammatory foods we can eat are processed inflammatory seed oils like canola oil, sunflower oil, soybean oil, the stuff we all grew up with, and cane sugar, which is in everything. So why is this oil so anti-inflammatory? Because it's loaded with antioxidants called polyphenols, especially one called oleocanthal, which actually has the same effect as ibuprofen to be anti-inflammatory, which is incredible. I'm going to give you a tip here. Knowing that it's loaded with antioxidants, there are certain oils on this wall behind me that have more antioxidants, and the key is early harvest. Early harvest means the olives were picked earlier than normal, and they actually have more polyphenols than normal. This is a great brand. Look on my counter at home right now, and you'll see that I use this. Now, when I'm using extra virgin olive oil, I will cook with it over moderate heat. I will drizzle with it. I will top my fish with it. I'll make salad dressings. But when I have high heat cooking, I will not use this. I used to use avocado oil, which is still good, but look on my counter again at home, you'll see something called algae oil, which is one of the highest smoke point, highest omega-9 fatty acid oils. It's amazing. So early harvest is good. Who else has that? Well, Costa Rica has it. Look at Graza here. Well, I don't like the plastic. It specifically says right here, early harvested, so high polyphenol. There is a problem with a lot of extra virgin olive oils at the store. I've been talking about this for years. You've probably seen videos about it. 80+% of them are fake. They actually don't qualify to be extra virgin olive oil. Either they're cut with seed oils when labs will test them, or they have too much acidity, or they use rancid, moldy olives. It's terrible. So brands need to be trusted. They have to be single origin. I could just show you a couple of my favorites. Costa Rica is one. Graza is very good. California, 100% California only. This Terra de Lissa, single origin from Tunisia. This Cobram Estate, California, single origin, usually will not be cut or fake. And I like to get single origin early harvest. More polyphenols for you and I, more antioxidants, extra virgin olive oil, incredibly good for longevity. Fatty fishes like salmon, sardines, anchovies are the top dietary source of omega-3 fatty acids. And of course, they're also very good for your brain, heart health, and anti-inflammatory. But there's a huge difference between the farm salmon I have in my hand right here and this wild salmon right here. Number one, look at the size difference here. The farm salmon is way bigger. It also has twice the amount of fat, and you can see the marbling in here. And I think that's why people like it, right? The farm salmon is very fatty and doesn't overcook. But there's a reason why it's so fatty. This salmon here gets a feed of all man-made feed. This salmon here only gets a feed from the natural ocean, krill, seaweed, and other stuff. By the way, also, the natural color of farm salmon is not this, it's this. It's gray, and this color comes through the feed beta carotene, otherwise it'd be completely gray. So wild is the way to go, but nutritionally speaking, wild is far superior compared to salmon. It has 3 times the amount of omega-3s, 3 times the amount of iron, 4 times the amount of calcium. It's really the way to go. Now, technically, see what this one right here? King salmon is my favorite, but it's also way more expensive. Why? Because it has the fattiness of farm raised, but it's totally wild and crazy. So it's fatty, it doesn't overcook, and it's delicious, but it's expensive. The truth is, between you and me, the most budget-friendly, heart-healthy, most anti-inflammatory seafood isn't here at the Monger, it's right over there. The canned seafood aisle has all those fatty fishes we just talked about, but for way cheaper. This is wild-caught Alaskan salmon, not fresh in the case over there, but it's $5.79 for a 15-ounce tin here. And once again, perfect macronutritional profile. 3.5 grams of fat, 17 grams of protein per 3 ounces, but micronutritional. Look at this, 80% of your daily value of vitamin D, 15% calcium, 4% potassium. Budget-friendly, incredible fats, incredible vitamins. Talk about incredible. Don't sleep on sardines. I mean, such a great deal. $2.99 for this little tin of wild-caught sardines. You're getting 18 grams of protein and 8 grams of fat. Perfect macronutritional. Fat plus protein satiates our hunger and fills us up, but we're getting a boatload of omega-3 fatty acids, and once again, 70% of our daily value of vitamin D, 10% iron, 15% calcium. Incredible micronutrients, and don't sleep also on anchovies here too, right? Not just from the pizzas back in the 80s, but really, really nutrient dense. So this is a great way to get our anti-inflammatory, heart healthy, brain healthy, longevity foods on a budget. We'll take a super quick break from the video because Birch Living, who make the Birch organic mattresses that are in every room in the house, wanted to sponsor this video. My link down below gets you 25% off your mattress of choice and 2 free pillows. I came across Birch about 5 years ago because when you learn about what most mattresses are made of, the materials, the glues, the adhesives, they're unfortunately toxic and they off-gas over time. And when you're sleeping, preferably 7 to 9 hours a night, you don't want that. Birch Organic Mattress doesn't have the materials that will off-gas, and most importantly, it's really comfortable. You order online, they ship it to your house, and it's a cinch to set up. They have a 25-year warranty and a 100-night sleep trial, and it's made with 5 simple materials. It is awesome. My link down below, 25% off your mattress of choice and 2 free pillows. But you hear me talk about this. Upgrade to the organic pillow. I love this pillow so much. Whenever I travel, I stuff it in my suitcase because I hate the fluffy feather pillows at hotels your neck just sinks to and you wake up with a kinked neck. This is awesome. So if you're in the market, check it out, birchliving.com/Bobby. We all know that berries are good for us, right? But it turns out that blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries are some of the highest antioxidant fruits, and they have something called flavonoids, which yes, are incredibly anti-inflammatory, but these are really high in macro and micronutrients. Talk about fiber and vitamin C that can be quite high. What also is high though? The price sometimes, especially when you buy these out of season, which is why I would head over to the frozen section. All these berries right here are picked at peak freshness and then flash frozen. The only difference is the price. These are way cheaper. So these blueberries here are incredibly high in antioxidants, which fight the free radicals that destroy your cells, also very anti-inflammatory and good for brain health. But I'm gonna give you a tip here. While these are good, always go for wild blueberries. You can find them in every freezer section. And the interesting thing is wild blueberries are way smaller than conventional blueberries because those are bred to get really big. But this calls it out right here, twice the antioxidants. That's really what I'm looking for when it comes to blueberries. But if I can get twice the antioxidant level for wild compared to that conventional, go for it all the way, and you don't have to buy organic when it comes to wild because they're really not sprayed with too many chemicals. Strawberries, rich in antioxidants, yes, but check this out. One serving has 60% of your daily value of vitamin C. That is awesome. Why? Because vitamin C supports collagen production. As we get older, we lose the natural collagen in our body. I take a lot of grass-fed collagen peptides, but getting vitamin C from natural plant-based sources helps the natural collagen in your body. I'm gonna give you another tip though. Strawberries are normally on the EWG Dirty Dozen list. I'll put a link to it down below, but it calls out the top dirtiest or most sprayed produce. Strawberries are pretty high up there, so when possible, I would buy organic. In raspberries, a serving has a whopping 9 grams of fiber from fruit. That is amazing. Number one, it's going to make you poop like a champ, but fiber-rich foods help foster your microbiome, which is really important too. Add on the antioxidants. Add on that one serving has 40% of your daily value of vitamin C. This is amazing. Really important too, because there's a huge difference between vitamin C from the pills when it comes from ascorbic acid or calcium ascorbate. And unfortunately, 99% of the vitamin Cs we buy at the store are made from that. When you get them from plants, it's 100% bioavailable, whereas ascorbic acid isn't, which is why when you pick up my See You Later vitamin C, made from acerola, camu camu, and amla. Plant-based sources for 100% bioavailability for your body. You can pick this up on my website, along with eating fruits that are cheaper in the frozen aisle to make you live long and healthy. If you saw my video the other week of what I eat in a day at 47 years old, you saw that every single day I start my morning with a cup of green tea and collagen. I love jasmine green tea, but I love green tea because it's incredibly high in antioxidants, especially one called catechins. And unfortunately, the typical American diet is the opposite of anti-inflammatory. And when you eat inflammatory foods, they have something called free radicals that literally destroy the cells in your body and cause inflammation. When you eat or drink anti-inflammatory food, it helps repair those cells and prevent that from happening. So green tea is incredibly good for that. But Bobby, why are you not giving any love to black tea? Nothing wrong with black tea. It also has anti-inflammatory properties, but less than green tea. Why? Because black tea is actually fermented a longer time, and during the fermentation process, it loses some of its mojo in the terms of antioxidants and catechins. But not all green tea is created equally, so give me a few tips here. When I drink tea at home, I drink loose leaf, which means I scoop it out of the bag into a strainer and infuse it. Why? Because when tea is in a bag, number one, the leaves are smaller, almost always inferior, and think for a second, what are those tea bags made of? Almost always bleach chlorinated paper, plastics, or rayons, and those have toxins that leach into your cup of tea. You don't want that. What happens when you also buy anything that is flavored, right? Flavored tea. Is this real peach in here? No, it's peach natural flavors. Natural flavors is the biggest lie in the grocery store. There's literally nothing natural about them. Knowing that, let's go one step further. What if you want the highest antioxidant green tea you can possibly consume? You would get this. Matcha green tea powder. Very popular these days, but when you get them at the coffee shop, they're loaded with boatloads of sugar and preservatives. Matcha green tea powder is the whole green tea leaf ground up into a powder, then you drink it. So it has the extra catechins and anti-inflammatory properties. The only problem with it, I don't like it. It has a very, very strong flavor, so I can tolerate a little bit in some maybe almond milk with some maple syrup. But if you like matcha, get it. Antioxidant city. But in general, jasmine green tea, I just love jasmine green tea, is going to be incredibly antioxidant and great for living long and healthy. They say your gut is your second brain, and knowing that 70% of the cells that make up our immune system live in the gut, we want to treat it right. So what do I mean when I say gut? I mean your colon and your microbiome. It's in our best interest to eat living fermented foods that foster good bacteria in our gut and microbiome. That way, we have a diverse bacteria down there that help with pooping, skin health, immune system, and by the way, fermented foods are very anti-inflammatory. So what are some of the best fermented foods you can eat? Well, look what I'm holding right here. This is called kefir, or is it kefir? I always forget. It's one of those two. But this is a fermented drinkable yogurt. And because of that, if you look on the back here, you're gonna see that it contains live and active cultures in here. Fermented foods have billions of probiotic bacteria that are really good for your gut. Kefir is great. If I open my cart here and take a look, sauerkraut is great too. This is fermented cabbage sauerkraut, billions of probiotic living bacteria. Yogurt, once again, billions of living bacteria. All of this is fermented food that is, yes, anti-inflammatory, but also incredible for our gut, the gut microbiome relationship. But here's my biggest tip. Anytime you get something with added sugar, like kefir or yogurt or something like that, it's gonna have sugar. And here's the catchy part. A serving of flavored kefir has 8 grams of added cane sugar. Cane sugar kills your gut bacteria, so you gotta get this plain. And if you wanna add a little maple syrup before you eat it, that's fine. I did a deep dive on all things fermented and prebiotic rich foods that are great for your gut last week. I'm gonna link to the video here, check it out. But fermented foods should be a part of your daily regimen for many reasons, but they're incredibly good for a long, healthy lifestyle. I know we talked about fatty fish earlier for keys to longevity, but if we're making a video like this, we have to give a shout out to quality meats like 100% grass-fed meat, grass-fed bison, grass-fed lamb. Even though a lot of people like to poo-poo on them because the cow farts are killing the planet and red meat is so bad for us, it ain't. Okay, you could make the argument that processed meats loaded with fillers and preservatives is bad for us, but good quality pasture-raised meat is incredibly good for us. Yes, it has great protein, which helps us build and repair muscles, help us boost our metabolism, help us have a better, more sustained hunger throughout the day. But this stuff is incredibly nutrient dense and really important for a long, healthy lifestyle. When you watch a lot of these documentaries like the Blue Zones or whatever, they like to tilt them towards the side of, oh, these good countries who have really old, healthy people don't eat meat. That's BS. And good quality meat, like 100% grass-fed, compared to even grain-fed, which I probably wouldn't eat, has 3 times the amount of CLAs, 5 times amount of omega-3s, 7 times the vitamin A, micronutritional profile, macros with the protein, incredibly good for you. So don't believe the cow farts are killing the planet. This stuff is good for us for living strong like bull. So there it is. If you want to live a long, healthy life, you don't have to follow the fad diets and the crazy potions and powders. Just eat real food that Mother Nature packed with healthy micro and macronutrients that let us live a long, healthy lifestyle. Make sure to subscribe. We're dropping videos like this all the time, but I will see you soon. Bye-bye.